I want to turn from there to the other side of this war that's taken place over the last 2 years. Isa Amro joins me. She's Director of Working for Peace and Justice. She joins me live. He joins me live from Gaza. Appreciate, Isa, you joining me. You might have heard what the Israelis are saying. They want to be in the moment. They believe this is the first phase of an extended plan. There's no commitment as to what happens in the future. For now, it's about hostages released in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Are you seeing, as Donald Trump is saying, this is a new dawn for the Middle East, or this is just a temporary truce, Isa?
Unfortunately, that Palestinians are still suffering. We still suffer that we don't have enough food in Gaza. We don't have livable houses. We don't feel safe. People are sleeping in the streets. The houses are demolished. There is no enough medical care systems. The hospitals were demolished, the schools, the universities. So there is no real life in Gaza still. The Gaza Strip still under siege and under occupation and under a real, threat of that the ceasefire is not sustainable. In the other hand, in the West Bank, we see settler violence, settlers' terror toward Palestinian people. We see occupation, we see apartheid. Palestinians in the West Bank don't have enough fuel, enough electricity, enough water to drink. And in the same time, Palestinian prisoners and Palestinian hostages, they still in Israeli jails. We have around 10,000 Palestinian prisoners and hostages in the Israeli jails, and our rights are not fulfilled and not talked about. This is a very important ceasefire. I am very happy that the Israeli hostages, they finally met their families safe. I hope from day one
while
that
you speak. No, but while you speak about the rights of the people of Gaza, which you say also need to get their space, their dignity, and I know that there's been enormous suffering in Gaza, there will be those from the Israeli side who will say the Palestinian people in Gaza, in West Bengal, in West Bank need to completely distance themselves from Hamas. That you cannot be seen to have not condemned that terrible terror attack of October 7th. That was the starting point which has led us to this moment. Do you concede that there needed to be a stronger response from within the Palestinians to what had happened on October 7th or not?
Something very important. Our problem as Palestinians didn't start in October 7th. Even Hamas is a new party, and we were occupied on 1967 in the West Bank and Gaza. Hamas didn't exist that time. Hamas is a new party, and if we remove Hamas, and Hamas now agreed to be removed from Gaza, will Palestinians have rights? Will Palestinians have their own self-determination? Did your guest, Shosh, talked about two-state solution? She avoided to talk about Israeli commitments to end their occupation, their apartheid, their genocide, their siege on Gaza. It's about the people, the Palestinian population being occupied, Palestinian people being evicted from their homes in the West Bank, in Gaza Strip, and everywhere. It's about that we are controlled by Israeli government without being able to have equal rights. So the Israeli occupation is the main issue, is the main root. And we said it from day one that without negotiation, without peace agreement, without a real recognition of the Palestinian people, the Palestinian PLO recognized the state of Palestine. But unfortunately, the Israeli government didn't recognize the state of Palestine until now, and they don't see us as equal human beings who deserve dignity, who deserve freedom, who deserve justice, and who deserve self-determination. It's about us being without basic human rights as Palestinians.
Just as the Palestinian just as the Israeli spokesperson of the government was unwilling to give a commitment on a two-state solution, are you willing to condemn Hamas unequivocally? Are you willing to accept that what happened on October 7th was unacceptable? Because unless you bridge the trust deficit, you don't trust them, they don't trust you. Are you willing to condemn and demand that Hamas demilitarize or not?
Something very important. we are not equal with the Israelis. There is no two sides. There is oppressed people who are the Palestinians, who are and their oppressors, who are the Israeli government and the Israeli leaders. And there are people who are living under occupation without basic rights and without basic political rights and occupiers. It's occupation and occupier. About October 7th, for sure, we disagreed as Palestinians about the violence was used by Hamas during October 7th. And we condemn any targeting of any civilians, Palestinians, Israelis, any civilian. All civilians in the region should feel safe, should be protected, should be equal, should be recognized as nations and as human right, as a human being who deserve equality. Here, we don't have equality. It's something very important. Majority of Palestinians and the PLO from day one condemned all violence happening, even the violence committed from Hamas. It's not about Hamas. It's about us as the Palestinians. The majority of Palestinians, they are under a real eviction, under a real oppression. We are living without basic rights.
So are you?
We have no transportation. We have
So-
no
so
enough
can I-
water. We have no enough electricity.
you-
We have and.
Can I ask you in conclusion, therefore, are you hopeful that we've reached the end of the war? Because in the last few days, there were casualties reported, Palestinian casualties that were reported even in the last few days. Are you now reasonably hopeful after what you've seen today that some element of peace is slowly returning?
Unfortunately, I'm not hopeful. From my experience, the Israeli government violated all peace agreements, from Oslo peace agreement to Hebron redeployment agreement, to the first ceasefire agreement, to the second ceasefire agreement. And I think they will not at all, respect this agreement because they don't want any commitments to two-state solution. Who's refusing peace is the Israeli government. Who's refusing sustainability and equality and human rights, and who's refusing to implement the international law, and who is refusing to follow the international community and all that countries recognize the state of Palestine as a state is the Israeli government. Unfortunately, the Israeli government until now don't want to make peace, and they don't want at all to give the Palestinians their rights of freedom, justice, equality, and self-determination, and a state.
Okay. I'm going to leave it there, Isa. You've spoken with passion, you've spoken with emotion, and I think one can register that given again what's happened in the last couple of years to the Palestinian people in Gaza. Isa Amro, for joining us there. I appreciate you also giving us a Palestinian perspective. Thank you very much.